Does Joey Badass declare war on Columbia Records? That's what Wayno says. I'm Sean Longevity with Bringing Down the Band in the New Old Heads podcast, and this is my Unpacked series where I go a little bit deeper, typically on New Old Head segments, but today it's on this Wayno video about Joey Badass, and I'm not familiar with this, so this is also me getting hip to what's going on, so let's check this out and see what's going on here.
What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I am Wayno. If this is your first time here, what up? If you like what it is that I do, hit that sub button, run them likes up. Joey Badass done declared war on Columbia Records. I'm gonna say it again. Joey Badass has declared war on Columbia Records. His album Lonely at the Top was supposed to be dropping this Friday, August 1st. But that's not happening. That's not happening. If we could go over the timeline, right, we can easily see that Joey has been putting in work though, right? From everything to The Rule Is Back, Sorry Not Sorry,
Yep.
Pardon Me, the finals, the whole beef he had. Joey has had a hot summer. He's had a hot summer. I just question myself if he has or not.
No, he absolutely has. He's been, I mean, it was a pretty good comeback story for Joey. Like because he was gone for a while, known as, pretty much just acting. And yeah, he came back with a vengeance.
But he had a hot summer. I think that there should have been a single or some sort of rollout into everything he had going on. But Joey went on IG Live and he had some things to say about the label. Let's watch some of it.
It's literally an exhibit A of the label getting in the artist's way. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but all year, I just been moving on road time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm signed to Columbia Records, but for the longest time, I just ain't been fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? Because all they do is get in my way. They really don't fucking contribute to nothing. Especially this year, like, I'm not sure if y'all noticed, but all of my releases has been on YouTube. And it's been that way because I ain't got time to wait on nobody, bro. Like, I'm way too fucking independent-minded and self-sufficient to sit around and to wait for people who is like, not getting in line with what the vision is. Like, I refuse to do it. I'm gonna find my own way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just fucking make it happen. It's what I've been doing since I was 17 years old, and I ain't gonna stop doing that for nobody.
Now, Joey been in this shit for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like he says, what he's been doing since he was 17 years old. He's made his way with Pro Era. You know what I'm saying? Pro Era pretty much ended in a sense, but Joey's been able to adapt, right? He went from that to having platinum records, you know what I'm saying? I know he's penning for a few people, but had platinum records on his own, big albums, you know what I'm saying, movies that he starred in, hit show, you know what I'm saying, on Raising Kanan, where he has like the biggest, if not one of the most important roles. And then you ask yourself, what's happening right now? Ray Daniels, my guy. He said a lot of bullshit, but he was right about this. He said something about the music, the music game right now is currently missing the music exec that has the vision and the artists that understand the vision. Like having a 𝗕𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗚 and 𝗕𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗚 looking at a DMX and doing everything to empower an 𝗕𝗢𝗪𝗪 so he can build his Murder Inc. and produce DMX, right? Dame Dash gets a lot of flack. I worked at Rockefeller when Dame was running Rockefeller. Dame wasn't a music person, he was a branding person. He understood branding and he understood brands. And he understood how to curate relationships between brands to make it larger than life.
Does the music industry need somebody like a 𝗕𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗚 or somebody like that understands all this stuff? I would say maybe, but I don't think it matters. The music industry as it exists today is antiquated. It's old. It's not necessary. Joey doesn't need a label. Like, these artists don't need labels. They need to go off and do their own thing. I don't like the conversation around trying to fix the system of exploitation in this particular type of way. I don't think that the solution is to hire somebody else that's going to exist in a structure that was realistically not really great for artists back then, and not really good for artists now, especially not good for artists now. Back then, it was a little bit different because it was harder to get off the ground. Obviously, the labels and the music industry was very integral to music in that way. But nowadays, artists do not need labels. They do not need them. And I don't really think that's a thing. All respect due, but
Columbia has a roster of Joey Badass, Lil Nas X, Fabio Foreign, who is locked up currently, Little TJ, believe Polo G. Polo G and Little TJ are two artists that I truly believe that if they was really, and I'm just saying this from a fan's perspective, if they was really focused on the shit that they need to do, you know what I'm saying? or they was really focused on being big stars, because I don't think, me personally, just seeing them from a fan standpoint, I don't know if they're absolutely focused on that, but from that standpoint, they would be big. Tyler, the Creator, right? So the same label that puts out Tyler, the Creator, puts out Joey Bada or Lil Nas X or a Lil TJ or and many people, right? But who is curating this? Who is the person that's saying, yo, let's go with the vision? Now, I could say this from my own experience as being a music executive. A lot of times when you're an executive, and myself, like I come from a boutique label. I worked at boutique labels. I worked in major systems as well. A lot of the major systems lean on the artists now to tell them what to do, as opposed to having marketing teams. They outsource a lot of shit. So an artist can come to you with an idea and you expand on that idea because you have marketing teams. A lot of these labels don't have marketing. They got one person handling 10 people and they can't keep up with the top 3, so the other ones fall to the side.
What's the benefit? What's the benefit for any artist to be signed to a label? Tyler, the Creator, doesn't need a label. He just needs good management and he needs his own team. None of these artists need labels. Like, I understand where Wayno's coming from because he's also from that, he's got that background in him, right? And I understand that, you know, but it's kind of the archaic way to look at how media is moving out. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of big money in this and there's a lot of big business in all of these. There's still, you know, the music industry is colossal and it's got a pigeonholed, it's got a hold on a lot of things, including YouTube itself. And it's one of those things that it's really hard to get away from. But outside of massive distribution deals and stuff, which nobody really needs, what's the benefit of a label? I don't see one as an artist. I don't see one. And this is somebody who runs a boutique label. Like, come to me and I will help you put your stuff out there if you're creative and you have no foresight on how to do anything. If you have no idea how to set up your publishing, if you have no idea what Sound Exchange is, if you have no idea what, you know, if you're an independent, if it's Song Trust, or if you have no idea what the MLC is, mechanical royalties, you don't know what content ID, like if you're just somebody out there just creating stuff, sure, I can help you. But generally speaking, all these artists that are like big in this particular type of way, you do not need a label, man. Just hire somebody individually to do this stuff for you. Have a small team, keep the overhead low, and maximize and do what you want to do.
And things don't go right. But Joey expounds a little bit more on his problems that he's having with Columbia.
Like, yo, listen, man, like, this is such a bad representation of just the new energy that I'm on and the energy that I want to be on moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be sharp, bro. I want shit to be clean, you know what I'm saying? And all of that. So, listen, man, it is what it is. The shit not coming out August 1st at this moment in time. I can't even give you a date, and I don't even want to give y'all a date just for them to fucking push that shit back. So it's like, you know, we're going to see what happens. But I'll tell you one thing, like, if these motherfuckers don't straighten up, these motherfuckers got till Monday to straighten up. I'm giving them till Monday. That's me being generous. Columbia Records, y'all got till Monday to straighten up. And if y'all don't straighten up, yo, wallahi, I'm dropping this whole project on YouTube, and I don't give a fuck. And that's just what it's going to be, bro, because this shit is done, bro. I made this shit for y'all, man. Like, this is what I want to give to y'all. Fuck it. It's the album before the album. This is what I want to do.
Now, he could run into legal trouble with that if he ends up doing that, depending on what his contract's set up as. But
Joey Bada is I feel like he's a niche type artist right now. Joey doesn't fit into the mold of what everybody else does. Joey has never been the commercial, conventional artist.
Yeah, but I don't think he doesn't need to be. And this goes kind of back to my point. I really hate the positing of like trying to fit in with a major label system because it's not relevant and it's not necessary. But anyways,
that does the same things that everybody else does, has the same exact radio type records. Joey has always had a cult fan base, and because he built a cult fan base from the beginning and his fan base has grown with him, and they've seen that he's adapted and done so many things outside of the music that's amplified the music, I feel like he's outgrown his situation with that label. He's outgrown his situation
Absolutely.
with
Columbia. 100%.
Because he's now starting to see that his personal independence or business acumen within his independence is what's pushing him along. Now, keep in mind too, all labels, they have regime changes, right? You have different eras. You have executives that sit at this label for 3 years at a time and then they move on. And he's been signed to Columbia for some time now. You know what I'm saying? He's been signed to Columbia. I remember at first he was at Sony Red, I believe. And then being signed to a label, right, like a distribution company, they have a thing called an upstream. This is for the independent artists who don't know. They have a thing called an upstream. So if you sign to a label like Orchard, which is Sony, if you catch a record and you start blowing up crazy, they can then move you over to a label of your choice that makes you the best offer, which could be a RCA or a Columbia. You know what I'm saying? A RCA or a Columbia or even an Epic, because Epic is Sony as well. So, you know, seeing what Joey is going through, and this is the thing, so many people are rushing to be in the position that he's in today as far as being signed to a label. A lot of artists, younger artists now, is getting a little bit smarter and shit and talking to their lawyers more. So it's not leading them to be in these same positions. But Joey goes a little bit more crazy on them with this.
Free Joey, you know what I'm saying? Because this shit is getting out of hand. This shit's getting out of hand, bro. Like, fuck Columbia Records. Fuck y'all niggas. Columbia Records, SMD. And my niggas, yeah, that's how I'm feeling, bro, at this point. Fuck them. Fuck them. Like, I don't need y'all, never need y'all. Y'all motherfuckers have not done nothing for me. Everything y'all seen. Y'all been seeing me all year. And you know what? That's been straight.
Use this as a cautionary tale. Shouts to Jay Moore that he always says, like, this is a cautionary tale to artists, man. I know the grass looks greener on the other side to sign a label because they're going to do all these things for you, but the independent route is the best route for your longevity. Unless you're like one of these very, very few artists that can ride that wave, you know. That's just my opinion.
From Joey. That's been me in my basement putting pain in and fucking hitting the upload button because these niggas is like just not with it.
That's something that you never want to see. Like, let's keep it 1,000. Something like that is something that you never want to see. And reason being is because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are in charge of what goes on at these labels. Just for instance, right? Joey, at the space that he's in now, don't compare him to the Clips, because the Clips have been doing this longer and they've gone through, I mean, similar things with labels, right? But let's just say Joey. What Joey's supposed to be at right now, currently, I feel, is he's supposed to be in a position of whatever he's doing is branded, which he should have corporations supporting his music. So everybody is like, oh, what does it stream? What does it stream? How much money is it? How much did he sell? How much did he sell? They done learned years ago why everybody got so caught up on numbers. They found other ways to make their money back. So why isn't Joey having his music in sync? It's summertime. Why isn't Joey's music been heard on anything? Right? I mean, we've heard, and I'm not saying it hasn't been heard on nothing. It's been heard because we was paying attention to the battles and all that's been going on. We love the Rulers back. It started a big conversation, you know what I mean, after the whole Kendrick Drake shit. But Joey's music should be during the NBA Finals, during the draft. Like, he's from New York. We didn't have no momentum as far as having these records placed in anything that the Knicks was doing during their playoff run. And he's a hometown hero, essentially. Like, he's a Brooklyn guy. Everybody knows that. Joey should be having moves where he's an ambassador at the Brooklyn Nets stadium.
Sure.
You feel me? Like, Joey should have his own Brooklyn Day if he doesn't already. Joey should have a lot of things in place to set him up for success. Now, because you always get the people that say, oh, the label's against it, the label's against it, the label's against it. I don't even think that the label's against Joey. I think that they just don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's the thesis of it all. The label does not know best. The artist knows best. The artist should be the one in control, and you can't. The artist will never have full. This is capitalism. The artist will never have full control over their own entity when they sign it away, because the businesses will always do the thing that's going to make them the most profit, and even if that means shelving you for a while. And with that being said, Joey has no control. This is a tale as old as time. It's unfortunate, but like, I wish all these big labels would go out of business, man. I just want to see these artists put out their own stuff, work with their team, build a team of people, get a sync agent, get an internal sync agent and a manager and somebody that knows how to, and a publicist, which he probably has all these things, right? Hire these people internally, hire these people and have these people work internally for Joey, as opposed to going to a label that's going to do all this stuff. All this ownership should be for the person doing the thing, should be for Joey. Joey should be conducting this. Now, granted, when he was younger, he probably didn't know any of this, right? And that's the problem with all this stuff in general, is this is something that generally people don't know. They don't know how to build it. They don't know how to do these things. And typically the people that do know how to do it fall into the label system. But the world is changing, and these people exist that know how to move and know how to navigate these things. And, you know, I don't know. I just feel like it's frustrating to me. It's frustrating to me to see the major label system be propped up. And it's also frustrating to see like an artist, me being an artist and also being an artist advocate at the same time, to see them struggle in this type of way, you know? So
I think that they don't know what to do. I think that's true too.
I honestly think that's true as well.
The past year has showed us how
And maybe there is somebody like to what Wayno's saying here that could interject them. Like if Wayno was in that position, he could interject himself into that position and know how to guide them in that particular process. That's potentially true. But again, they're managing multiple artists. I don't know
how difficult things are from a professional standpoint. From a professional standpoint, these motherfuckers been sitting up in them jobs for years, making hundreds of thousands, if not millions, and not bringing in anything new in order to get the blood flowing in the building. When we look at any golden era, because there's multiple golden eras, if you look at the early 2000s, if you look at a person like a 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗓 Stewart had to come in after Lyor Cohen, Kevin Liles, and all of them left and sign a Rick Ross and a Jeezy and all of that. Then Jay-Z comes into that fold or whatever. L.A. Reid, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have people who empower younger people in order to build up what this shit is. Joey should not be going through nothing like this. I don't care what transpired behind the scenes. He should not be going through nothing like this because you should have an executive.
And this is why in the future we're going to see, I honestly think we're going to see the music industry make the music quote unquote industry. Like I don't even consider myself part of the music industry, even though I operate in a sect of it in a type of way, but like it's going to be super independent.
You should have an executive that's going and sitting with him and saying, all right, let's sit down and get this shit done because everybody got something to prove. I don't care what nobody say. Don't let none of these labels try to fool you.
I do think the approach is wrong though. I don't think the approach is like fix the label. I think the approach is artists be independent and build your team.
With their old stats. You cannot win today's games off yesterday's numbers. Every big executive that's in a position should be sitting down face to face with these artists, whether that's in the studio with them, pulling up on a film set that they on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but everybody wants to be a boss too. That's another thing.
Pulling up at their crib. Do what you got to do. Because right now is a special time. People keep talking about how fried music is, how bad it is, how bad it is. It's only bad for the people who don't want to work. And the problem that's going...
It's bad, but the music industry is trash though. Like the artists that, let's be real. For every handful of decent artists out there, you got a whole bunch of artists out there that are just selling. All they can do is sell. They're not making anything of quality. Capitalism is looking for what will make the most money in general. Big business is capitalism. Big business is looking for artists to exploit. That's what it is, exploiting masters, right? To exploit artists that will make them money. That model needs to go away. It needs to be into the hands of the individual. That's the only way that this is a positive thing.
Going on in the buildings is the people in the buildings is looking at the artists because they're saying, well, we didn't give y'all the money in. And he did say, I'm self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? I know what to do. But they're not sitting with them. They're waiting for them to do something to react to. They're not being proactive, they're being reactive. And that's just not a Sony thing. That's a UMG thing. That's every building. Every building is going through the same thing currently. And the reason why is because they fucking scared. But you see, the thing about hip hop music and hip hop culture, it never rose to its place of prominence by being scared. It rose to its place of prominence by rolling the fucking dice.
This isn't hip hop culture though. This is, he's talking, you're talking specifically about capitalism. You know, hip hop culture is not in the executive suite. And I know I'm a white person saying this, but no culture lives in the executive suite. That's not where culture exists.
By rolling the dice and saying, yo, let's take a shot. Whether win, lose, or draw, we're going to go fight. We're going to go make something happen, right? So this is the last part of what Joey has to say. Let's watch this and we're going to finish it out from there.
Motherfuckers, go look up the Columbia whole board of fucking staff and tag all the motherfuckers. We started a petition, man. Like I said, bro, I don't know what date they finna come back with, bro, but I'm giving these motherfuckers till Monday. And if they don't got something for me on Monday, I'm fucking going Joey way. We on Joey time. It's lonely at the top, bro. It's really lonely at the top, bro. At this point, I feel like it's me versus everybody, and I ain't backing down for nothing. I ain't backing down. So, unfortunately, the project not coming out August 1st. It's no longer coming out August 1st, and I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't gonna lie on some G shit. This is perfect marketing. You know what I mean? Like, this is perfect marketing. This is a great marketing campaign that he could go on. I mean, we seen Let the Locks Go back in the late 90s, you know what I'm saying, when the Locks was trying to get off a Bad Boy, and they eventually did, and ended up going to Rough Riders, but their publishing still was held up. But the thing about this entire situation, I think that a lot of artists and a lot of execs, a lot of people at these labels, they just got to meet at the table, and they got to meet at the table out of respect and concern. You should never want an artist talking down about the brand, a company like that. But as an artist, you should never feel like you're alone in something that you put your name on. Now, granted, Joey signed the contract with Columbia Records a long time ago. I believe he's in his very, very early 30s. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this since he was 17 professionally. And through that, you're going to have your bumps and bruises. You're going to go through things. You're going to have your ups, your downs, and your in-betweens. You're going to have moments where it's at the top. You're going to have moments where it's down. And you're going to have moments where you just coasting. I think that Joey embodies everything good about an artist in the sense of he got skill. You know what I'm saying? He's marketable. He's doing things in other spaces, ancillary, right? Where you can market that. You know what I'm saying? Like him being on Raising Kanan. You know what I mean? Like you can market these things in your own ways. Back to what I was saying about how they make their money. They making their money through syncs and licenses. You feel me? They're pitching these songs and they paying these labels to put these songs in whatever it is that's going on. You know what I mean? Like the label doesn't pay for that. They pitch the record and these larger brands are paying the labels or paying the production companies or whomever is involved on the back end business on the logistics side to clear these records. Joey should easily have records all over television. Why? Because he's on television.
Facts. That's facts. This is another reason why he can do this himself. Like, he surely has the connections to go find himself a legitimate Sikh agency outside of a label system that can get him where he needs to be.
Easily be in a space of he should easily be in a space of fashion and all of that. Why? Because you always seeing him. He's working out. He should be in Men's Health. Like, there's so many different things that you could possibly do with him to amplify the music and get people excited. I don't know who's running this shit, but y'all gonna have a long day today. This is I Do It Myself. I am Wayno. This is I Do It Myself. And for the ones that rock with me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. If you like this.
Shouts to Wayno. He has great perspectives there. I definitely disagree with the kind of positing of like that the solution is within obviously the record label system, and obviously he's from that, so he knows about that, and so he's operating from a different type of perspective than I am. But I do legitimately think that like successfully here, like a person like Joey, he's going to not only have the freedom to do what he wants to do, but he's going to have control over the stuff he does. If he does this independent, if he becomes the owner and then he conducts himself within that space, he becomes the boss. You build yourself a team around you. And I think that's the future. I think that's the biggest thing that the biggest takeaway from this that I would want anybody to take away is I think that's the future. I think the takeaway is building your own thing. Let these big, massive, companies just fall to the wayside, So anyways, this is Unpacked with Longevity. I am Longevity of the New Old Heads podcast. New episodes every Thursday at noon. 2-hour shows uncut only on our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads. Become a free member or a 5 member to get the uncut versions, and just become a free member just so that we can reach you and all that good stuff. But until next time, peace.